a sus estrategias de internacionalización en diferentes momentos, en diferentes años, de diferentes formas. Y este es un ejercicio que diseñamos y que acordamos desarrollar de la planeación del plan de trabajo que anualmente hacemos con SIPPO, sacarlo adelante durante este año. Sabemos de la importancia de los temas digitales, sabemos de la importancia y el desarrollo y la velocidad con la que se presentó en especial durante la pandemia. La vida digital multiplicó su velocidad, su alcance, su desarrollo, su dinamismo. Y una de las cosas que queremos motivar en el equipo y en las empresas es seguir trabajando en esta transformación digital. La transformación digital nos lleva a la productividad, nos lleva a alcanzar nuevos mercados, nos lleva a alcanzar nuevos clientes de manera muy ágil, y por eso una de las líneas de trabajo que planteamos en el Plan General de Trabajo con SIPPO fue este tema de transformación digital. Vamos a ver, y ya después también Alejandro y nuestro experto Matías nos contarán en detalle el ejercicio que él hizo de identificación de plataformas claves y estratégicas para la promoción y posible comercialización de los productos colombianos, especialmente en Europa. Plataformas B2B, plataformas B2C, que nos van a dar una perspectiva mayor y que le dan continuidad a una estrategia que hemos venido también trabajando desde ProColombia en términos de e-commerce. Y como lo decía, de fomentar la transformación digital en las compañías y pues especialmente en los temas de comercialización y ventas. Este tema debe venir acompañado también de una estrategia logística muy importante, porque sabemos que al final el tema de entregar la mercancía sea a alguien en la cadena de distribución, a un distribuidor, a un representante, a un trader, o sea, al consumidor final, tiene sus retos. Yo creo que es importante, y hace unos días también estábamos hablando con eh, actores de diferentes sectores y nos contaban la importancia de la estabilidad que están tomando de nuevo el tema de los fletes, de las rutas, de la disponibilidad logística, y eso yo creo que es una muy buena noticia para seguir aprovechando o mejorar el aprovechamiento de estas plataformas que, como lo menciono, nos puede llevar a clientes que de alguna otra manera nos costaría más o sería más difíciles de lograr. Finalmente, quisiera resaltar para nuestro equipo y también para las empresas que nos están acompañando, y es una de las plataformas que vamos a ver que Matías nos va a presentar, que es FrenchMe, una plataforma en especial centrada en el mercado norteamericano, pero atiende otras geografías, en donde muchos compradores clave la están consultando, y en esa realidad, como lo digo, que es los temas digitales de hoy, para hacer sus compras, sus programas de compras, para evaluar proveedores. Y nosotros ya a través de nuestra oficina de Estados Unidos estamos haciendo un primer piloto. La invitación es a que lo conozcan en detalle. Jenny Valle, que también nos ha ayudado a coordinar este ejercicio, está a cargo de ese proyecto, y ya pues lo traigo, como se dice, a colación, porque es una línea de trabajo que están dando y que es muy importante que todos podamos aprovechar. Entonces, para finalizar, de nuevo agradecer a Alejandro este trabajo conjunto, este apoyo, a Matías por el trabajo técnico que nos va a presentar, a todo el equipo por estar presente. La invitación al equipo y a los empresarios que nos están acompañando es que aprovechemos este espacio. Ojalá tengamos algunas inquietudes, iniciativas que hacia el futuro podamos desarrollar gracias a esta información y a esta capacitación que vamos a recibir. Entonces, bienvenidos todos y muy buen y provechoso seminario. Gracias, Alejandro.
Muchas gracias, Andrés. Thank you, Andrés. As Andrés said, this is a digital transformation, and this all this digital marketing world is a topic pretty important, and even is more important after COVID. So this is why we are here today to hear from our expert. What are the trends? What are those most important platforms, especially in Europe? How you can access to them, and this kind of stuff. So, I'm gonna introduce Matías. Matías Tessipor is a consultant specialized in trade shows and digital transformation. He has over 22 years of experience working with the world's largest trade show and media companies. He has a extensive knowledge in the global exhibition, conference, and digital B2B industries. And of course, he has executed a larger scale and global project in digital transformation as big data, social media, e-commerce, and online marketing. The topics that we're gonna be delivering today by Matthias is basically a research that he did about a list of online marketplaces for processed food, a research with a list of B2C and B2C platforms on which food products can be advertised, clear input about pros and cons of each platforms, and basically a guide of how to promote products on these platforms. So this is nothing else from my side. I give the floor to Matthias to start his presentation. And if we have any question on some kind of stuff, we can solve them at the end. I think it's better in a matter of time. Take advantage of the time. So Matthias, the floor is yours.
Perfect. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Alejandro. Thank you very much, Andres. Unfortunately, I don't speak any Spanish, so if you have any questions, please address them to me. If you want in German, because I'm German, but more likely in English. Very quickly, I share my screen in 1 second, and we go through the research we have done. Just a very quick word, Alejandro, you already introduced me very kindly, so I can do that very quick. My name is Matthias Tedebauer. I'm the owner of the consulting company MBB Consulting Group. We are specialized in the trade show industry. We do digital transformation projects, but we also do internationalization projects. Before that, I was working for many years for the big exhibition organizers. I was working for Reed Exhibitions for over 13 years and for UBM, which is Informa now. And I was actually the portfolio director of the food ingredients portfolio of UBM, which is 12 food ingredients related trade shows around the world, from South America to Europe to Asia. And my consulting business I'm running since around 8 years, and our clients are the big companies like Informa, Messe Frankfurt, Reed Exhibitions, and so on and so on. With this, I'm sharing my screen now, and I want to lead you through the slides. I hope you can see the slides now. If anybody cannot see the slides, please unmute your microphone and let me know. And I go into the presentation mode. So now it should be big on your screen, hopefully. So this piece of work we have done for SIPPO, and we wanted to see, or we were gathering digital marketing marketplaces, a pre-selection for strategic marketplaces in Europe. The brief was to do this research, to put a couple of platforms together. Overall, we have, I think, around 11 platforms. And then we had a look on each platform. We proposed to do a mix between B2B and B2C platforms, because many B2C platforms, the benefit is actually they have a wider reach and they have a wider audience, and some of them have quite good capabilities to promote products as well. So what we then did in the research is what we included. We looked at a couple of website statistics. We had a look which functions are they offering, which special features you can get out of it. We listed the pros and cons, and then we tried to bring or to give you a little or a brief, as we call it on this slide, how to use guide. What we didn't do is overall we had for this project 3 days, which is very little time to research such a large amount of platforms. So what we did not do is that we registered on the platform ourselves to try it out ourselves. For that we would need much more time than 3 days. However, what we had is we had, in the case of 1 or 2 platforms, also calls and interviewed the people who are running it, and then we put relevant screenshots into it. One thing I want to say, or maybe I go to the platform. So here, these are all the platforms we have investigated: RangeMe, Agorara, YouFoodin, Peppery, Emerge, and Supply. And on the B2C platforms, Amazon, Allegro, and the food market. And on the social media platforms, Facebook Marketplace. We also wanted to investigate Instagram, but Instagram doesn't have any trading functionality, so we excluded Instagram as well. Whatever you do with your companies, or you help the companies with these platforms, there's one thing that is extremely important, and this is more what I'm saying that comes out of my time at READ exhibitions, when I was online director, and we did a lot of directories for exhibitors to support and promote the trade show activities. So relatively similar or very comparable activities, because people have directories, and companies should upload their product information, their company information, contact information, and so on and so on. And we did really a lot of research, and we have really extremely extensive experience, and we can see that most of the companies don't do that as good as they could do. I would say easily is obviously industry dependent, but 60 to 80% of companies don't upload professional product pictures, don't upload professional product descriptions, don't answer a request from a potential client within 24 hours, and so on and so on. So very often, the magic formula is actually not to use these platforms. The magic formula is really how to use the platforms, and vice versa to the companies. And I remember at my time when we really tried to support companies to do this, we gave them training. We sent guides how to create a product picture, or how to write a product, or how to translate a product description into another language. It was, again, some companies took it up and some companies didn't take it up. So my biggest advice would be is whenever you or a company you support is choosing any of these platforms, maybe concentrate only on little and then be world class, because this is the way how you stand out. Be simply better than the competition, upload better products, more engaging. It starts with proactive copywriting, react immediately to client inquiries, and so on and so on. So it's a relatively easy thing to do, but as many companies don't do it, it's easy to stand out as well. So this is really one thing I want to stress at the beginning of the presentation, because this is very often when companies don't trade to their full potential as they could do. So let's starting what you see with the next slide is first the B2B platform. So we're going through a couple of slides where we review every single platform. And what you have for every platform is around 2 to 3 slides. And I show you how we structured the slides. You see here the slide deck where we put in very easy the logo and then the URL. So you can click on the URL when you get the presentation, and you can get immediately to the website of this platform. And then a couple of statistics which give you a first indication if that platform is a good platform or is maybe a less good platform, or if the platform is a niche platform. And you can see here that RangeMe, that is a good platform, by the way. They do a lot of effect for the companies who are involved. They have total monthly visits of 277,000. They have a bounce rate of 44%, pages per visit of 8.2, and an average duration of 5 minutes and 22 seconds. And the monthly visit I would personally rate as good. the bounce rate is how many visitors of this site go to the website and leave it immediately again. So how many bounce up? The bounce rate is relatively high in that case, which is not brilliant, but the pages per visit is very, very high. And also the duration on the site is very, very high. So how to read the statistics is good traffic per month. Nearly 50% of the visitors leave the website immediately, but the people who stay on the website, they are really working with the website. And I can show you one comparison. So here you can see these values. And here you can see this site, for example, far less visitors, that's nearly 5% only. They have a smaller bounce rate, which is actually good. Only 17% leave the site immediately. However, the people who stay, they look only at 0.7 pages and they stay only 9 seconds. So the people who go to this website, they don't work with the website. They look, they see, do I find anything that is interesting for me? And then they go away. There is a statistic from Google that when a person goes on a website and he doesn't find a reason to do the next click within 3 seconds, you will very likely lose this person. So this is also what I said at the beginning of the call is when you upload your products, your services, your food to these types of websites, make it interesting from the first second. Yeah, your product might be the best product in the world, but if I have to read only maybe a text as long as this text block, you might lose me. So I might never discover that your product is the best. And to give another example of a bounce rate, here is uFooding, again, 13,000, only 5% of range me, bounce rate of 37, and a very, very low pages per visitors. So this is a little bit how you can read the statistics. What we then did on the website is when we found that there are special features on the site, so something worth thinking about it, we put it here in this box. So for example, here we said RangeMe offers a variety of different retailers and is not limited to food and beverage. Campaigns are offered to vendors in order to secure partnerships with different retail brands, allows team access in certain memberships, making it easier to coordinate teamwork. So what the website is doing is they try to give a company a more holistic approach. Then we put in here a list of main functions. We divided the functions in what the consumer might want to use, like company profile, product categories, shops, reviews, picture upload, video upload, delivery, and the retail experience. So when I want to buy premium memberships, seller dashboard, retailer collaborations, retailer verification, bulk product upload, marketing, and own payment system. And for sure, whenever this service is offered, then it's a tick, it's a green tick, and when it's not offered, then it's a red cross. Then we showed for all websites the pros and cons. Here, RangeMe has a very high amount of monthly visitors in addition to a relatively long visit. It's exactly what I said. Time-limited retailer submissions are offered, allowing vendors to form direct partnership with established retail stores and team access, what we already mentioned. And the cons might be certain vendor features are locked behind a premium membership. So you need to, it's an upsell plan from the website. Currently, RangeMe offers 11 different countries, which might be complicated sales to specific countries. And as RangeMe is strictly B2B focused platform, its vendors are not accessible to general public in order to purchase goods, buyers to register. So it's really for B2B only, supermarket chains only. And then we give you a little how to use guide on the right hand side, how you can start with the platform. But as I said, we didn't log in ourselves and looked how these steps really work, because we had only 3 days. And then we try to give a feeling of the professionality of the website by adding screenshots. So here we have an example of verified brand pages, and here we have an example of a buyer dashboard of what he have bought, and that imagine that could be also your product. So that is a for RangeMe. I'm not sure if I should go through every detail for every platform, but I tried in the interest of time. But what I definitely do is I give you a quick overview of the functions, and I rate the web statistics and the special features, or what we want to feature specifically. So here Agora, again, link is here, 12,800, 5% of RangeMe only, a low bounce rate, which is actually indicating that the people are more niche who go to the website, which is actually a good news, so that people are really interested in the Agora food product. But then the website has a problem here with very little page per visit. So here you can also read it that way, is nearly nobody is going to a product page. Yeah, so everybody, wherever the people enter that web, they don't need to enter it only on the homepage. They can also enter it on a company page, but nobody is clicking to the next page. Although function-wise, they have pretty high range of functions. So the consumer experience, they have all functions. And in the retailer experience, they don't have collaborations and they don't have bulk uploads, but all the rest. In special features, strong focus on being targeted marketing tool, practically what I said with the niche, with specific focus on B2B matchmaking and targeted networking, also offering targeted B2B email marketing, which is actually relatively important, that the platform is doing e-marketing for you, and Academy features making it easier to use a platform, so they give you some guidance as well. But that is a platform so far I would range me higher. And here you see some screenshots, online marketplaces with different filters, which you can see here, and store lists and finder features. So here you can see also where your product is stored in which store, which is quite user friendly, I think. Question would be why this website is so little used. Then the next one is Foodin, again, pretty low traffic, pretty high bounce rate, even lower page per visit, also lower list of functionalities. Here you see that they offer a lot, or they don't offer a lot from the main list we identified. Foodin is not just a marketplace for business, but also functions for social media platform at the same time. Platform is also available as a mobile app, which I think should be the case. It's worldwide available in 185 countries, which makes me questioning even more, why do they have so little traffic? Basic membership of Foodin is free to use, and there are no barriers to entry. If the seller has a premium membership, there are different options. Cons, Foodin offers different levels of membership for sellers, which cause additional costs and may restrict specific features, such as placing limits on order, on volumes, and so on. So overall, this is a website I would say is less recommended because of the low traffic, low functionality. Even they make the entry barrier very low, free membership and offered in 185 countries. And here's a market, the online marketplace, which also can have, here you see the filter on the left-hand side. Then the next one is Pepari. Pepari here goes more into the pocket of RangeMe was. So 166 monthly visits, bounce rate of 33% only, a very good pages per visit, and also a much better duration on the website. We could not see the main functions. That was we were not allowed to go behind that wall. But we could see that Peperi serves a general online B2B e-commerce rather than a food marketplace. So you have a wider range of products, can be used through mobile apps, and wide range of sales process optimization possible. So they seem to have good support functions. Yeah, the pros and cons very quickly is attract a large number of audience, as we have seen. In addition to online marketplaces, offer sales process optimization and pre-built plug-in to your to the ERP system, which is also useful. Negatives are it's strictly focused on B2B e-commerce, and it's such a large platform with a variety of industries. So it's not focused on food, it's more wide scale rather than niche and focused. Screenshots here is the account dashboard. You can see that Peperi is already relatively well developed in statistics. I can read that here from the dashboard only, which the slide says as well. And an example of the shopping page, which looks to me not 100% modern. So I think this is a little bit dated on the way how products are displayed. Normally now the presentation of products is much more engaging, much more positive. Emerge, again, low number of visits, very high bounce rate, very low page visits, and a pretty low duration. So falls in the same pocket in my view like Ufoodin.
Matthias, we lost you. I think you mute your microphone.
Yeah.
Sorry,
It happened again. Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Okay, so I don't know why my microphone was muted. What was the last thing you heard?
You've also stopped sharing your screen, Matthias.
Yeah, I stopped sharing the screen to unmute my microphone. Thank you very much. I hope you didn't. The last thing was not then when I introduced myself. So have you seen, or should I start with this slide here again?
Yeah, it will be great.
Yeah.
We just lost you like 10 seconds, so no problem.
Okay, perfect. Okay, great. So I think what I said emerge is yeah, it's a low traffic, high bounce rate, and I think that was actually the last thing I said is that a website, a trading website, doesn't have reviews. That is causing a question mark on my end. So reviews are really so important. And such an old functionality as well. So we have reviews easily since 10, 15 years. So I wonder why they don't have reviews. It's a little bit a question mark. Then they emerge focus on the Italian food market. So if your target country is Italy, that's a good website. Put the focus on sustainable development goals and has general sustainability approach to their business, which I would watch critically. And the reason why I would watch it critically is at the moment sustainability is a total buzzword, and I think we are all behind sustainability. I'm behind sustainability, but I know that everybody's at the moment advertising his own company through sustainability, and it needs to be questioned what is greenwashing and what is real sustainability. Customer able to explore different areas of Italy to find out more the local product. Pros are emerge focus on the Italian food and beverage market. There is a smaller scope in operation, allowing the team to more closely monitor the quality. Emerge is a free for all customer and producers, therefore barriers are low to none. Cons is seeing the scope of operation is contained to just the Italian food market. Sales are limited and it's primarily an Italian platform. So how I would see this website is if I focus really on the Italian market, I would give it a go. Otherwise, I would more left it out. Here are two screenshots. this type of screenshot is also a slight alarm bell on my side, because this big header picture is very mainstream at the moment. So every second website is doing a big header picture. At the end of the day, it's a lot of lost space for promoting products of the customers. So you wonder maybe, why does Facebook not have a big header picture, or why does Google not have a big header picture? Because it's creating an atmosphere, but it doesn't serve any purpose. So I see this critical. And also here, the product display is the same criticism as the website before. It's unengaging and a bit old-fashioned. So you already can see I'm not too thrilled about this platform. Then supply, I think we're coming slowly to an end, only a couple to go. Monthly visits, extremely low. Maybe that's a very new website, but a good page view, focusing on contacting local farmers with customers, as well as caterers with the scope of operation in the Hungarian food market. So it's very, 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 very targeted. There is an emphasis on building on personal relationship with farmers and caterers. So I think we can nearly disregard this website. If we would have known that before we started the research, I guess we would never have put it, unless you're really in the Hungarian market, then it's okay. And also the website design is exactly the same criticism than what I said, a massively big atmosphere creating pictures is standard for not very professional websites. So these were all the B2B platforms. If you ask my personal ranking, how I would rate it when we go through very quickly, definitely RangeMe is a platform. We have also the background information that this works. It's a very professional website. It's, by the way, a company that started in the US and then opened their European office. Agora, I would not engage too much with, but then against Peperi, I would have a closer look. And there was, I think there was another one. I think the Italian one, if you focus on the Italian market. So that was the main B2C platforms. We also have a couple of B2B, sorry. We have also a couple of B2C platforms. First is Amazon. Amazon, we all know it, has all functions. You see that people are really working with Amazon here, and it's massively big, 2-3 billion. And it's the quick delivery time is the biggest plus. So the logistics behind Amazon is a big plus. We had actually, I was involved in one project with Amazon 4 years ago, when the idea was that was at this time UBM and Amazon, they had a joint venture in Hong Kong, and a friend of mine was on the project team. But it's also not a big secret. The joint venture didn't work. And one reason for the joint venture doesn't exist anymore, because Amazon really is pushing high volume, but also that exhibiting companies are not trained to upload product information. Exactly what I said at the beginning of the call is that all these companies who use Amazon, they are trained to present themselves world-class on the website. And this is what exhibiting companies often don't do. So don't do that mistake. Be world-class in your collateral. Pros, the main upside of using Amazon to sell is enormous. User base is 2.3 billion. Amazon, and everybody, B2C, B2B, everybody's on Amazon. It's a subscription service, Amazon Prime, with next day delivery. And cons is, as user base of Amazon is extremely big, differentiating one product from the other might be difficult. and Amazon offers food and beverage retailers. The platform is not primarily known for this sector. Yeah, it's other retail sectors, but I would have a very close look. I think that actually can't be missed in a digital strategy. If it would be Asia, Alibaba can't be missed. And then here, I guess you all know Amazon, and you see already my criticism. You see that this has a much more positive look and feel, and much more modern appearance, and also the functions are well developed. There are billions behind it. Allegro, 211,000 page views. It's a Polish website. Good page per views, good bounce rate, good average duration, good functionalities. So that's really, really good website. Allegro is a Polish e-commerce platform, therefore serving a specific consumer audience. Despite Allegro being a Polish platform, its internet traffic is exceptional high, ranking as the world's 117th biggest website. So this is definitely something to watch. It will have exactly the same criticism. It's big, so therefore it's harder to stand out, but it's a good online traffic, many consumers, it's free to use, and many academy courses, so you get a lot of help to use it. Allegro is focused on the Polish market, so to promote Polish products to the world, but can be used also from other markets. And in order for Allegro to make a profit, also creating an account and selling products on the platform is free. There are high fees, including in each product of 5 to 15%. So obviously their commercialization strategy is a per sell fee. Then here's a screenshot. Then the last, or the food market, medium traffic, high bounce rate, okayish page per visit, okayish duration. It's a food market in the UK and it plays great value on a healthy, high quality food. So if your target market is the UK, you could watch the website. Otherwise, if your target market is Europe, then I would maybe not engage with that website too much. It's selective with the seller it offers. So they have a pre-selection, and it's the largest online food market in the UK, like we already said. Operation is limited to the UK, and seeing there is a sort of application process. So when there is an application process and when they want to pre-select, they are extremely quality driven. That is their policy. And here, screenshot, which is okay. And then the last one is Facebook. Facebook, is a special case. I tell you about my own experience in Facebook in a minute, but massively big. Bounce rate is not great, but people really work with the website, with Facebook Marketplace. It's the third biggest website in the world. Facebook is used primarily as a social media platform, which means you have all your consumers there as well. Maybe not the young. The young audience is more on TikTok, but I think the purchasers are not young. For that reason, it's good. Extremely large, we said already, is designed to capture and hold the user's attention. Ads can be personalized using data, and Facebook Marketplace is mostly used to sell second-hand goods in similar fashion and so on, in order to be able to sell food products on the marketplace. Local regulations need to be followed. What I did with Facebook, and this is exactly what I want to share, and then I think we are coming also to an end. Exactly. I did a case study for one digital congress 2 years ago. And for this case study, I pretended to be a German wine seller trying to find British wine shops in London who want to sell my wine. So it was practically a very similar motivation of what every other company has who wants to import their food products to another food product. And I asked the digital director in my team to set up a Facebook campaign. It was extremely difficult, and we could see that Facebook is not designed to do that. Facebook is more designed to, for people to sell their secondhand. However, and that is the reason why I'm telling this, we created 2 campaigns. One campaign, and then we created a look-alike campaign behind it. And for everybody who doesn't know what a look-alike campaign is, it is, you can say, for example, when you want to sell big cars, and this is a made-up example, then you could say, okay, show me everybody who is driving big cars per research also likes meat. Yeah, so Facebook doesn't offer you the opportunity to find people who have big cars, because this is an information Facebook maybe not have. But Facebook offers the information of the people who like barbecue. So then you look for this person, and then you look for the region, and then you can set up another campaign. Then you get a certain criteria of person, and then you can do another campaign and said, find me people who look alike the people you found in the first campaign. And that way you can go through a conjoint methodology to your target group, even you can't address your target group. And this is exactly what we did for this wine example. We said, find me people who love wine. That was possible. Then find me people who are in the retail industry. That was possible. And then we did a campaign, find me people who are in the retail industry and who love wine. And that way we knew that indirectly we come relatively close to exactly the people we want to come. And we invested, it was not much money, £200. And after £200, I had 6 wine shops in London. I was amazed by it, who sent me a message and said, please send me your wine. I want to try it out. I had to call them and said, sorry, you are part of an experiment. I'm not a German wine producer. I'm just doing it. But long story short is, it was very, very painful to do this on Facebook. But after we have done it, it was very effective. But we really had to, with all our digital expertise, to run this campaign and lookalike campaign. Yeah, and this is it. So this is, I stop sharing my slide deck now. And I hope I gave you also a little bit more background from our experience. As I said, we had a very short time to put the slide deck together, but I hope it's useful. And Camillo, I think you have a question.
Yes, good morning, Matthias. Thank you very much for your presentation. I have just questions. The first one is if you have any recommendation for us to improve our capacity to retain the possible customers for the brands in each marketplace. And second, if you have to recommend, I know that you made a ranking, put in range me first, but I don't know if you have the amount of money that we need to pay for each site in order to understand how much do we need to pay for each one. Thank you.
With the first, what I would do is I would indeed do a ranking, and I would start with range me. And I would pick only 2 or 3 sites to try out. This is my strong recommendation, because you will have success, or success will not depend so much on money you do, how much money you spend. That's also a factor, no doubt, but it depends more on how good are you doing this and how much are you standing it out versus the competition. So I would do it in these steps. Pick 3 websites only, even 2 are better. And then social media, and at the end, social media has something to do with trial and error a lot. So for that reason, go in with a low budget. Don't and try out what works and learn from it and try it out again. If I, with my old marketing teams, how they did social media, they were practically never ending to stop testing the audience. Yeah, that's maybe the best way to describe it. And once you test the audience, you know what triggers. It depends a lot on your food. Yeah, if you have coffee, or if you have wine, or if you have other products, then how is your product perceived and what triggers the buy on the other side? Is a story behind the product the trigger? Is a price the trigger? Is a delivery time the trigger? Is it a combination of everything? You need to find out the triggers, and the best marketing people are testing that over a time, and I would put little money to it, because once you found the trigger, then you can scale it up, then you can invest more money in it. How much you need to invest per website, I don't know. For that reason, I would have to look really closer to the website, but I would start with small budgets. Yeah, it is. You can then calculate what is, and maybe this is half answering your second question, what is your cost per lead? In Facebook, the cost per lead is relatively low. When you say I invest £10, you might get 10 leads. Facebook sometimes gives you leads I would question. So they promise you, okay, for so and so much, I give you so and so many leads, and then you need to check the lead quality. Leads in LinkedIn, it's a website that is not here, far more expensive. I hope I answered. I know that I answered the second question not fully, but we would have to register. But I hope I gave you a little bit an answer.
Thank you, Matthias.
Then should I just have a look in the chat if we have other questions?
I think Nicolas has his hand raised. Nicolas Carvajal.
Yeah, hi, good morning, Matthias. How are you?
Morning.
Thanks for your time this morning. I had a question in particular in terms of the business model that the websites you sort of were able to look at apply. The way we operate is we move a large amount of products. So our minimum sort of product volume is 1 container load. Are any of those sort of websites do any of those websites follow sort of the Alibaba sort of model where we can sell volume to national distributors or to people looking to resell our products, or is it entirely retail?
I think I'm not 100% sure, but I think RangeMe is following this model. But we would have to validate this.
Okay, great. Thank you very much.
But I'm relatively sure when we had a call with RangeMe, there were also they said to us, for whom are you doing this project? We would be happy to help, and so on. So they have a very professional team, and I'm relatively sure that they're following that model, but it would have to be validated.
Okay, great. Yes, because as I was saying, for us, our model is via third-party national distributors. So that would be quite interesting. Thank you.
Would be actually a good follow-up project.
I have another question. I have another question here, Matthias, since it's from Catalina, from Catalina Morales. She says, I want to know how you recommend should be the logistics. I mean, if it is better to have the product of destiny like in a store, or if it is always better to deliver the product from our facility.
That was not a part of the project. It's a very good question. We would have to look at it. I know it from the exhibition industry is that we give that to very big exhibition organizers, or not sorry, exhibition organizers, logistic companies. And I know that I personally have worked with DHL and DB Schenker, two of them, or Agility, and they are prepared to do this. If you do large numbers, then I would ship it to a warehouse like the gentleman before just said, but was definitely not a part of the project to find that out, so I can't really answer.
Thank you.
Then do we have another question? I see one question in Spanish which I can't read. Is that regarding RangeMe?
Let me check. No, we don't have. No, I don't see any other question in Spanish.
Okay.
No. Just Jenny is telling the cost about the RangeMe. We put a chart about the cost of our RangeMe has. Jenny.
Hi, everyone. Thank you, Matthias, for sharing that information. It's been pretty interesting to know too much about it, the marketplaces we can have to promote our exportable offer from ProColombia. I'm Jenny Ovalle. I work for the agribusiness expert division in ProColombia. And as my boss said at the beginning of the webinar, ProColombia has been promoting the participation of Colombian companies with exportable supply in different marketplaces, especially RangeMe. So I have to mention that we are more than happy to confirm that our efforts as a promotion entity are on target with RangeMe. So I take this opportunity to invite the companies to be part of this initiative. And to do so, please, it's quite important to fill out the survey just we sent on the chat in order to have your contact information and share the information about the project to all of you. So I just wanted to mention that. So thank you very much, Matthias.
No, that's perfect. Perfect to hear that we are aligned, even we didn't know each other beforehand. So that's good. With RangeMe, I think what would be interesting, it's we don't have the mandate, but what would be interesting really to understand how do you want to export, which numbers do you want to export, and what exactly are your target markets, and then we could have a closer look in, okay, what is the best platform? But I think with RangeMe, you have a good platform already. If you want to be in contact with the European team of RangeMe, we are more than happy to make that contact for you.
Thank you very much for your openness and kindness. Thanks. I'm going to switch to Spanish because creo que es un poco importante indicarle a los empresarios colombianos. De hecho, en el chat les escribí y les envié los costos de participar en la plataforma RangeMe. Como les hemos reiterado durante esta mañana, estamos avanzando y motivando desde ProColombia la participación de empresas colombianas en esta plataforma. Entonces, gracias al buen número de empresas que ya tenemos, hemos obtenido una plataforma, una tarifa mucho más baja de $500 para el paquete premium. Entonces, pues quizá no será el escenario preciso, por eso quiero tener sus datos de contacto y vía mail les voy a dar toda la información. Gracias.
Good, perfect. Are there any further questions to me, Alejandro?
I don't know if there is there any other question in the place, or we are okay with the information that Matthias shared with us.
And the last thing for me to say is, if anybody of you is in London, call me and I want to eat some good Colombian food.
Of course.
That sounds great. Thank you.
Okay, there is a question here. Let's see. I think this is more a question for you, Jenny. Do you have any examples of Colombian companies that are actually selling internationally?
Yeah, we have some. We can share the information through the email. Yeah, we're gonna send you.
Okay.
Yeah, but we
Okay.
have
And-
kind of
and-
examples.
And also, I'm going to share the information with Jenny and with Walter from SIPPO Colombia here in Bogota, and the presentation that Matias delivered today, for you to have this information and make a little bit more digging into those pages.
Great. Thank you all.
Okay, thank you, Matias. Thank you all for being here on time. Thank you for your interest, and we look forward to work on this matter in the future.
Perfect. Thank you very much. Thanks for the opportunity to work for you, and it was great to meet all of you. See you.
Have a good one. Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye-bye.